questions. Alvin Futrell, Jeff Earls, John Fleury, Tyrone Smith, 4 strength coaches working here with me. Big shout out to those guys. Those guys are a huge piece of the puzzle with what we do for these guys. And a lot of times they don't get any notoriety, but they grind in here as much as anybody in this building. So my staff, huge shout out to Josh Nelson, Leanne Loudon, Dan Vasey, sports science, nutrition, also a big piece of this thing as far as the improvement and development of these guys. So they play a big role. It's been a good 7 weeks. You know, this team from a maturity and a focus standpoint, I think we're where we need to be. We've set a good foundation going into spring ball, so I'm really happy with it. From a leadership standpoint, a couple guys that have put their best foot forward and really stepped up for this football team, Don DeLuca, Nick Dawkins, and for a guy who's new to the program, Julian Fleming, to come in as an older transfer. You know, he's put his head down, he's worked, he's done everything the right way, what you would want out of a transfer. A couple guys from a growth, maturity standpoint, guys that I think are trending really well for us. Anthony Donko, you talk about a gritty kid who just embraces every challenge we put in front of him. He's got a bright future for this football team. Jameel Lyons is another guy who has emerged this offseason, just unbelievable athleticism. You got glimpses of it this past year with him getting a little bit of playing time. Again, I'm excited for him. Tony Rojas, I talked to you guys last year about him. He keeps trending. Going to be a big player for us. And then 2 guys I'm really proud of. They're a little bit older in the program. Zeki Wheatley and Zariah Fisher, just from a maturity standpoint and to see where they are in their journey. Really happy with those guys. Zariah especially, the way he's embraced competition, because you guys know we've got a lot of competition going on at that defensive end spot right now. Really happy with the way he's responded. And then obviously we got a ton of mid-years this year. Cooper Cousins is a guy that flashes. You know, rarely do you get an offensive lineman come in here who just fits in from a body type standpoint, from a mentality and demeanor standpoint. Usually it takes those big guys a couple of years to really develop and find their game, but he's positioned himself to where he's going to compete this spring ball. Proud of him. Xavier Gilliam, you guys are going to like watching him fly around the field out there. Powerful kid, really twitched up kid. Quinn Martin has really impressed. Luke Reynolds has really impressed. And then all these transfers, you know, our guys, our staff, our recruiting staff, our personnel staff, you know, we do a really good job in the transfer portal. We bring in the right type of guys, Penn State guys who fit well with our culture. So I'm proud of all of our transfers who have come in as well. So with that being said, anybody have any questions?
Taking a step this year, very impressive this first year in development. What has he done now to refine?
He just, like Tony is a guy who we talked about, you know, his tremendous weight when he first came on campus last year. But his performance numbers and metrics, they just keep climbing, and they keep climbing with the weight gain. A lot of times guys get on campus and they put 20 pounds on. Well, it's at a detriment of something, usually their movement. Not Tony. Like Tony's movement has been right there, trending positive, you know, with his body composition and his physicality, his physical build, and it keeps getting better as well. And he's got a voice in that room now. You know, for a guy who hadn't been on campus a ton of time, he's got a pretty strong voice in that room.
He's about 30 pounds heavier than where he was listed as signing day. I don't know if that's what he was in December, but it seems like he's packed on a lot of pounds. Did he come to campus already underway with that process, and what does it look like since he got here?
No, I forget what the number was exactly when he came, and you guys will probably know that better. But yeah, you're right. He is up like 25 pounds. He's a classic case of a guy who came in and looked around and saw the size of these guys in the weight room and said, wow, I got to get bigger. I got to eat. And he ate a lot early, and he put weight on early. So I actually had to kind of hit the brakes with him and slow him down a little bit. I said, boss, you know, you're putting weight on, and we like that, but it's got to be the right type of weight. And at the end of the day, you got to be an efficient athlete for us. So not just a guy who's stacking on weight. So we've slowed him down a little bit. Body composition is going to be a big thing. And that's not to say he's got bad body composition right now, but I'd like to come, you know, I'd like for it to come a little bit slower than what it has.
Chuck,